Alright, so I'm walking home, headphones in, and I'm just minding my own business. I'm walking up a hill, so I can get to a zebra crossing to cross the road, and it's basically a straight shot home. Whilst I'm walking up that hill, there are three kids, one on a bike, and the two others are just walking. So I just keep my head down and mind my own business. Next thing I know, the kid on the bike is riding straight into me, and he avoids me last second. But how do I know this is on purpose? Because A, I was walking on the far left side of the path, and he was on the far right of my side when I saw him up the hill. Next, B, his mates were laughing, right? And so that's how I already knew it was on purpose. Like, what the fuck? And so I get a bit of a scare because I almost got hit by a fucking bike that could fucking crush me. And since we were on the hill, it was even more reckless. Because what the fuck? And when I'm walking past the little kid, he's like in year 8, but he's a midget. He says something I can't hear because, headphones in, and lightly smacks me on the chin. And so I tell him to kill himself, because I'm in shock of what happened. Well, not exactly in shock, but I'm really on edge, because I almost got hit by a bike, and I just said the first insult that came off the top of my head. And I think I heard the group behind me go, "Oi!" and something else, but I don't know what they said because headphones in my own little land. And I've just been thinking this over. Yeah, it was wrong of me to say kill yourself to them. Except they were laughing at me after I almost got crushed by a bike, which was reckless to do. And you could say, oh, it can't be that serious. It can't be that serious. They were just laughing. If that kid on the bike had done something very wrong and didn't steer out of my way just in time, then him and me would have gotten seriously hurt. And so, that's just really fucking dumb. And, oh, you should have been looking where you was going. I very clearly stayed out of his way. I kept on the far left. He was on the far right where I was looking. And I just kept my head down because I didn't want to make any eye contact. I'm a very socially awkward person, and and yeah, it's retarded to do. It's so dumb. Like, honestly. But at the same time, telling someone to kill themselves isn't the nicest thing to do. So, who's in the wrong? The kids laughing at me after I almost got fucking ran into by a bike, on purpose, by the way, or me telling them to kill themselves? You decide. And that one of the little kid who smacked me on the chin and who I told to kill himself, he goes to my school, yeah. Like, he goes to my school. So, he'll probably bring his mates, being all like, oh, what you say, bruv? What you say? Because, he thinks he's tough like that. And I don't think I'm tough. Like, I have a very bad social life at school. But I just know he's about to pull off some bullshit. He's gonna get all his mates behind him, act all tough, and be like, you say what to me yesterday, mate? You say what? Go on, repeat it again. Go on. And I want you to apologize. Say sorry to me for what you did, for what you said. I bet he's gonna do that, because that's what tough shits at my school act like. They act like that. It's so fucking pathetic that he's probably most likely gonna be offended at the fact I told him to kill himself. But that's just what I most likely think. I could be heavily wrong, or I could be heavily right. So yeah. Alright, so I now just want to make a clearer timeline of what happened without me stuttering. So, I was walking up the hill. I see the 3 kids, one on the bike and the other 2. I go onto the far left, and I already see the kid on the bike is on the far right. So, I just keep my head down and I keep on walking. When I next look up, I see the kid on the bike going straight towards me, like like a second away from actually hitting me before turning off. The kids laugh, and when I'm walking past the little midget kid who is closer to me on the left, he's on my right, but he's on the sort of the left of the path from where I'm facing. He says something and lightly smacks me on the chin. And I personally don't believe that he said something, "Oh, you're right," or something like that. I believe he was teasing me. So I came up with the first insult that came up to my head and told him to kill himself. Then all of the kids went oi, and I carried on walking home. And so yeah, that's just the clearer timeline that I can really come up with. Well, that I can come up with, because it happened today. So yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, the second kid didn't do anything. They were just laughing. Like, I was just specifically telling the kid who smacked me on the chin to kill himself. Like, I have no beef with the second kid. I'm only pissed at the kid on the bike and the kid who smacked me on the who lightly smacked me on the chin. That's it. Like, I have no beef with the second kid. Alright, see you guys later.